Well, the weather in the UK today is terrible. It's raining, it's dark, so I might as well spend some time on the collection room, and today I'm going to focus on Galoob's A-Team.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
So today I'm going to display my loose A-Team items on this shelf up here. Hopefully there's going to be enough space. And I'm also going to take you through some of my carded items as well that I've got hidden in this box. So relax, let's dig in and take a look, and then we'll see how the display unfolds. So let's start with arguably the best item actually in the whole of the Galoob A-Team line, and that is of course the iconic A-Team van. They've done a really good job on this. This reflects the vans that you saw in the series. Got the red stripe, spoiler there on the back, the red wheels. I think they've done a really good job on this. It also has a sunroof, although not all the vans in the series had a sunroof. I think the ones that they used for the stunts were without the sunroof, so that led to some great continuity errors in the TV series. So one of the things you have to be careful about with these vans is that they're really delicate, especially these lights up here. I've actually restored these ones. I managed to find myself a cheap roof, which itself was broken, but I managed to take the light out of that existing roof and stick it into this one. I'm talking of the roof comes off like so. So you can see inside, you can see the dashboard, looking pretty cool. 4 seats for the A-Team, and room in the back as well for lots of accessories. So it came with a fire hydrant, a detour sign, a stop sign. The A-Team van came with one figure, and that was B.A. Baracus. And as you can see from the figure itself, it's very much constructed like a G.I. Joe figure. O-ring construction, you can twist at the waist, you've got the ability to bend at the elbows and also at the knees. The head sculpts also aren't the greatest. This line was known for pretty bad head sculpts, but you know, it's not bad, it's pretty cool. And let's take a look at the other figures as well. So we've got Hannibal, and the head sculpts are terrible. You can see on Hannibal it looks awful. And we have Face, looks like he's wearing pink lipstick. Murdoch is slightly different because he's got a cap. Again, looks like he's wearing lipstick. In fact, looks completely insane with his eyes like that. Now these figures you didn't buy independently, you bought them on a card, all 4 together. And this is what the card looks like. So we have a demolition pack for Hannibal, an ammo pack for B.A. Baracus, a flamethrower for Face, and a mortar with stand for Murdoch. But let's have a look on the back. Here we can see some of the other vehicles that you can get. I think each figure had their own vehicle, so Murdoch has got the jet. B.A. also came with another vehicle, the armoured car and tow missile. Face has his Corvette, and there we can see B.A. with the A-Team van, which we've just seen. Hannibal has a patrol boat, and there was also this headquarters camp set as well, which came with loads of accessories. Now you can't have good guys without some bad guys, so you also bought these on a card back, a set of 4, and these are just basically generic 80s bad guys. These always remind me of the kinds of characters you would see in those side-scrolling video games or arcade games like Double Dragon. I just love the way that the card front here is black, just to indicate that they are the bad guys. We have Cobra, Viper, Python and Rattler, all snakes of course. And the accessories are identical to the ones you got with the good guys. These figures are a more traditional 5 points of articulation, you know, like the Star Wars figures, whereas obviously the good guys, as I've just shown, are more like G.I. Joe. Let's have a look at the back, and we get a little description of each of the bad guys. Cobra is the demolitions commando, Viper known as the sniper, Python big and angry, and Rattler is the street fighter. Not only did they have 3 3/4 inch figures, but they also had 6 inch figures, and here they are. Now, these are notorious for being pretty badly made. I mean, the legs are always loose. The head sculpts are even worse, I think, than the 3 3/4 inch ones. But I think they have a charm about them, to be honest. I love these guys. Look at that head sculpt, that is terrible. But you've got to love it. Murdoch, he came with binoculars, backpack there, his cap. He looks just as mad as his smaller counterpart. Mr. T was probably the best selling figure, I'd imagine, from this line, just because of the popularity of him. And actually his head sculpt's not too bad. He's got his gold chains, awesome footwear there as well. And he came with this toolbox, so let's just open that up. Pull out the tray at the top, and then it came with a stack of tools. Mr. T was definitely very popular back in the 80s. Not only did he appear in this toy line, but he also appeared in the Rocky III toy line as well. And there he is. Compare the head sculpts, not too bad at all. And finally we have Amy, the reporter in the show. I think she was only in the first series, or at least the first series and maybe part of the second series. She didn't sell very well at all, so this figure is actually quite hard to get, especially complete. I got this one by finding a really knackered carded version from the States and then pulled it off the card. I know, I shouldn't have done that, but the card was just knackered. This figure though is probably most famously known for the head sculpt. I mean, look at that. That is terrible. I don't want to say ugly because the actress who plays Amy, she's certainly not that. But this figure, well, no, I am going to say it. That's just ugly. Now, it wasn't until recently when I was talking to Andy from Andy's Toys and Models that he told me there are actually some variants of these figures. So of course, me being me, I had to try and at least track down some of those. And the first is Hannibal. So here's the original one, and here's the variant. As you can see, it's pretty much just a change of colours on the clothing. The face actually is different, I hadn't really noticed that before. And the other one I have is Face. And is the head sculpt different? Yeah, it looks a little different as well. Interesting. And apparently there are also variants for Murdoch and B.A. Baracus as well. So I need to try and find them. If anyone has them, let me know. The 6 inch line also had the same set of bad guys as the 3 3/4. So here's Cobra. He looks pretty much the same as his tiny counterpart. These 6 inch figures are also 5 points of articulation. So they don't have the knee joint and they don't have the waist swivel that the good guys have. Most of the bad guys are just like their smaller counterparts, although Python has a very different outfit.
And just one question. Deal or no deal?
So before I show you my carded items, I just wanted to show you how I actually store them. I'm just using this filing box here, and it's worked out really well. I can see where the items are because I can label the files. And I've made a slight modification to the bottom of the files. You can see I just squared them off. And that means the cards don't get crushed inside. Okay, let's have a look at the cards we've got in the box. So first off, we're going to look at what are called the dynamite blasters. So this one is the Corvette. Let's just take a closer look. So I think you get the gist of this. You plug the pipe into the back of the car, and then you push down on the detonator and the car flies off. Look at the back here. You can see the instructions. They also made an A-Team version as well. So who do we have next? We have Amy on the card there. These are actually quite hard to get hold of. This one's punched. You can see that there are bullet holes as well. And there we can see Amy Allen. And there she is in her bubble. If we look at the back of this, we can see the other characters. Of course, it tells you to collect them all. Next we have Murdoch. Here we can see the bullet holes are punched. That's quite a nice effect actually, to have the bullet holes. And here we can see most of the accessories are hidden behind the card, and they just show the primary ones underneath the bubble. Let's have a look at the back of this. Well, this is actually a different back. I thought they were all going to be the same. So this one's showing you the items you can get in the 6-inch line. So there's an off-road attack vehicle, a gyrocopter. There are the bad guys that we've seen. Oh yes, and there's also this huge command center that you can also buy, and that thing is ultra rare and pretty expensive now to get hold of. The bubble on this one is yellowing, but the card is still very nice. Let's have a look at the back of him. They're the characters again. If you look at the bubble closely, you can see that there's an A embossed in the bubble, which I think is really cool. I didn't even know that was there until I got some of these cards. We have Hannibal. This is a really nice card. Clear bubble. Same back as the others. You see the bullet holes again. And there's Hannibal with his cigar, of course. And now we're on to the bad guys. So you can see the card front here is yellow rather than the red. Let's just bring in Hannibal. Now, one thing I noticed when I was looking at these is that the card front doesn't actually tell you the name of the bad guy. It's just a generic bad guy. Although on the back, it does give you the wanted card, and there you can see the name. So this is Cobra, Demolitions Commando, just like the 3 3/4 inch. And here's Noel Evans. Sorry, Viper, known as the Sniper. And here we have the last 2 bad guys. So while we're here, I just wanted to show you a few badges as well. Here we've got official member of the A-Team. And all of these badges are back from the day. We also have the A-Team Needs You. That's pretty cool. And then we also have the various characters. I think I'm missing Hannibal there. There you go, a badge with Mr. T advertising car polish. You can't get stranger than that now, can you? Thank you for sticking through the video and reaching this far. I've had fun displaying my A-Team figures. I think they look pretty good on the shelf actually. And at some point I'm going to put all the carded stuff up on the wall. So I'll do a video of that when that's done. So if you like the channel, if you like this video, then please hit like, comment or subscribe. I really appreciate that. And all I've got left to say now is stay safe and cheers.